Hi, Jennifer with Mindful Movement, Mindful Living, and I am here today with a movement break. If you are watching this video, you're probably interested in moving more. Please give this video a thumbs up because that is really helpful feedback for me, and it is also really helpful for others who are looking to move more to find these videos and so that they can work out more and join us. So we'll have a whole movement community, which is so awesome. So this video will not take a lot of time and it will not take a lot of space, but we are going to work today standing stability. And stability work is so important for our balance, for the obvious, helping to prevent falls, but also really helpful for all the things we do because we're working the muscles that stabilize our hips and our core. And those muscles help us through our whole day, really, with walking, with running, with other types of, activities we enjoy or that we have to do. So it's really, really helpful for so many ways. It does not take a lot of time though. We are not using any equipment today, but you may want to use a chair or a sturdy piece of furniture to hold on to or have a wall nearby because this whole series will be done standing and there's a lot of balance work involved. So if you would like to have something nearby that you can hold on to, certainly, give yourself that option. I am doing this workout barefoot and I know that's fine for me personally, but if you prefer to have the support of some sneakers or shoes, you can certainly do that as well. So let's get started. So we're going to start in a neutral standing stance, which means that the middle of our ankles are about hip bone width apart. We're not standing in a really wide stance like this, and we're not standing with our feet together. So just that neutral stance. And then from here, we're just going to send our hips back into a basic squat. So we'll just send the hips back and then up and back and up. So we're gonna keep this going. I'm just going to show from the side for a little alignment tip here, is that when we send the hips back, I'd like us for today to keep our shins vertical. So the knees stay over the ankles, the hips go back, as opposed to this happening when you come down where the knees come forward. So keeping the knees right over the ankles, and then on the way up, think about these muscles in the back pushing us up. So the hips go back and then they push us up. Back and up, good. Back and up. So just warming up those muscles that will help us with our stability, with our balance. And then we're just going to add from here. So when we come up, we'll just take one leg out to the side. We'll single leg balance, and then other side, and back, and side, and back, side, and back. Now how high your leg goes, it's whatever feels comfortable for you. It doesn't have to be a really high lift. I want you to think about, as we're balancing, thinking about keeping the pelvis really stable so that we don't feel like we're kind of wobbling around when we do it. So think about, which is going to be our core muscles, right? So thinking about not just the lower body, but also the core muscles helping us to feel nice and balanced here. Good. So the next time you're balancing on your right leg, we're gonna take that left leg out and just take it up and down, up. Now, if it feels like a lot, you can always be near a wall or a chair to help you with your balance. 2, and 1, and then just a little faster for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. And then we'll just take it back and up. So just back to those basic squats. Back and up. And let's add that alternating leg back in. So we'll just take our leg out to the side and center and side and center. So this is a nice one. It's very simple. We don't need any equipment. I'm not even wearing shoes. You certainly could be wearing shoes. But I'm not. Balance, I will say, is a little more challenging without shoes on. So if you want to work a little bit more, You can kick off your shoes and just go in bare feet if it feels okay. And last set. Now let's balance. So from here, we're gonna come up, we're gonna just take that right leg out and in and out. So again, think about the core muscles, keeping the pelvis nice and stable. Out and in, out and in. Now we'll do that smaller, so we're gonna come out in just a little small range for 10, 9, remember you can hold something, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, feeling that 2, and 1, good. And then we'll just come back, basic squat, and up, and back, and up, back, and up. And then we'll go back to that alternating side leg. So back, and up, back, and up. Squats are so good for so many reasons. And I should mention too that you don't have to be going down into a really low squat right now. Right? You just use a range of motion that feels comfortable, where your joints feel comfortable. There's no strain on your joints. Now we're gonna hold back, balancing on that right leg. We're gonna take your left leg out. This time, try to think about keeping the hips really stable and just little circles for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then reverse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Doesn't have to be a very big circle. 4, nice and controlled though. 3, 2, and 1, good. Basic squat, center, and up, and back, and up, back, and up. And then we'll just go back to our little side, our big side leg lift, and down, and up, down. Even if your range of motion is small, you're gonna feel a big movement happening. You're gonna feel a big muscular action happening, right? We're working balance, working strength and stability. You might feel your heart rate coming up. We're working, some of our biggest muscle groups in a big range of motion here, potentially. So you might feel some more heat and energy in the body. And let's come up and we're gonna balance on the side. And then same thing, thinking about keeping the pelvis nice and stable, and just circle for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then reverse for 10. I say this all the time, but what's not moving is just as important as what is moving. Good. And 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna come back to center, come back to that squat. And now we're just gonna add the arms in as well. So as we come back, we're gonna reach the arms forward and back. So keeping with that theme of getting some standing stability work, we're going to this time, we'll keep 2 feet on the floor. That's the good news. It's not a single leg balance, but we're going to lift both heels at the same time. So we'll take it back to our squat and then lift up and back and lift. And then we lift up, try not to roll the ankles out, but really try to stay nice and aligned through the feet, because that will affect not just your feet, right? It affects everything that stacks on top of our feet. Good. 2 more. And then let's hold up, and we're just gonna press the arms back. So again, think about really nice and stable in the core, nice healthy breaths into the rib cage, and then just little pulses back with those arms. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, maybe if it's a little bigger, 4, 3, 2, and 1, good, and release. Let's do one more squat for good luck here. And up, good. So now from here, let's just take our ankle, we're just gonna flex the ankle, cross it over that opposite thigh, we'll back the hips up. So getting a nice hip stretch here. Same thing, if you would like to hold on to something, a wall or a chair, something in front of you, you can certainly do that. You could even do this stretch sitting down in a chair actually as well. So you could do it like that as well. And coming up, we'll shake it out. And then other side, so just flexing your ankle, we'll just cross it over that opposite thigh, and then we'll back the hips up. And if you want to do this again, this is standing stability work. as well, even though we're stretching, we're still getting some other work in as well. So it's a good multitasker. But if sitting in a chair feels better for you right now, or holding on to a chair feels better, give yourself that option. And coming up, good. And we did it. So we did it. It didn't take a lot of time or space or any special equipment, but we just did a really effective sequence to work standing stability. So I'm so glad you joined me. You've got some more movement into your day, so you should be really proud of yourself, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks so much.